To the story, the ANC says it's reached an agreement with protesting members of the Liberation Struggle war veterans. But the veterans say that's not true. Now, last night, the party's headquarters, Letshwiti House, evacuated following an alleged security breach by these veterans. They've been raising salary concerns, among other matters, and our reporter, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, following that story today, and he joins me now. So, Pule, this group of people, they're not just MK vets. They are people from former liberation armies, the PAC, Azapu, and there's a group of them. What have they been doing at Letshwiti House, and what exactly do they want?
So, yes, you're right. It's the Liberation Struggle War veterans, also compromising of veteran members from the Mkhonto Wesizwe, APLA and Azandla. What they're basically calling for is for government to actually keep their word and grant them some of those promises that have been made. Now, you remember last year in November, there was a consensus document, or rather agreement, that was signed between this Liberation Struggle War veteran group and the Deputy President, David Mabuza, in his capacity as the chairperson of the military veteran group. And basically what they're calling for is for government to actually keep to their word and give them some of the requirements that are on that document, such as the 4.2 million payouts that's expected to be given to them, health care services, bursaries for some of their families, and of course houses as well. So it's quite a lot of demands that's on that document.
How big is this group of people?
Well, we're looking at around over 100 of them.
Okay.
Fortunately, what we're told is that some of them could make it while others couldn't, and it looks like it's quite a number of them that are actually calling for government to adhere to its promises.
All right, so let's listen to what the ANC's Pule Mabe had to say.
The delegation of the Liberation Struggle War veterans that had marched to the Letshwiti House have since voluntarily stepped down because an understanding has been established that they will meet with the Deputy President in that capacity as Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Comrade David Mabuza, because he has been charged with the responsibility of really dealing with the plight of military veterans. There's been a number of issues that they have been raising. These are not just ex-combatants of eNCA. There are also those that come from Azandla, which was a front of Azapo. There are also those that come from APLA. Yeah. So there were engagements, and those engagements were led by the head of the presidency, Comrade Sibongile Besani, with our general manager, Comrade Phoebe Potgieter. So we have been in contact to understand the situation.
What are the vets saying?
Well, look, I think it was a bit disingenuous for Pule to say that early on, because the vets totally disagree. They're basically saying there is no agreement that has been reached, and the protest is still going on. It didn't stand down, and juxtaposing to that reaction, or rather pronouncement there by the ANC national spokesperson Pule Mabe, they're quite upset with what he said live on air, and it just shows that they were telling me that they're not being taken seriously. Now, the head of the ANC presidency, Sibongile Besani, did confirm, correct, with eNCA that they were actually speaking to some of the representatives of this group, but the talks broke down after realizing that they breached the ANC, the security measures, also in contravention of the COVID-19
what happened last
regulations.
night?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, because, I watched that interview,
right,
and I actually do not understand what the problem was. Was it a COVID problem? Were they saying you can't sleep here tonight? Have you been able to get any clarity at all?
So what we were being told that it was a COVID problem. However, the veterans were actually persisting to actually sleep inside, because they're saying if they had to go outside of the building, they would actually be in contravention of the regulations, as it was already past 12 midnight. And therefore, they forced themselves to actually sleep inside there. But just take a look and listen to what one of them had to say and told us earlier on.
They try to chase us out. They try up until 3 o'clock in the morning. But we tell them that we can't go outside, because when we go outside, we'll again breach the regulation of COVID-19 as the curfew hour. So you want us to go and rest outside? No, say no. It's better to stay inside and come and kill us out inside. And also must remember, even that when they put the police, we are the soldiers, and we can take the guns that they got and kill those police, and it will be a mess. And we are prepared for that.
Yeah, that's fighting talk, but I mean, I sense a level of desperation. So Where are these people sleeping tonight, and what is the resolution? What's going to happen next?
It really sounds like it was a serious altercation, Sally, and what we know is that earlier on they were saying they will be sleeping inside Luthuli House again today. But then latest development there is that we do understand that the Deputy President, David Mabuza, will be talking to these disgruntled veterans tomorrow. It will be a closed-end meeting, and hopefully there can be a solution there and some sort of consensus reached to avoid what we just heard just now.
All right, well, thank you very much for wrapping that up for us. That's our reporter, Pule Letshwiti-Jones.